In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to use the project browser within Nuke. So to do that, to pull up the project browser, you need to go to the Prism menu here and select Project Browser. And it pulls up the project browser, and we're looking at first the Shots tab right here. So on the left-hand side, you can expand or close these two different scenes. So in the cemetery sequence, there's two scenes, CM1 and CM2, and then there's the shots within those sequences. Over here, you can see that there are certain steps defined for this shot. This one is CMP, which stands for comp. And under that, there's two categories, a shot camera and a lens distortion. And then on the bottom, you can see the tasks where it has the footage and preview. And it gives you a little bit of a preview over here on the right-hand side for the specific versions. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the process of pulling in all of these assets like you are going to be starting this shot. So the first thing to do is to bring in the footage. So I'm going to go over here to this specific version. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say copy to path. And I'm going to click on my node graph workspace here and I'm going to paste it into there. Then I'm going to go over to my lens distortion and I'm going to copy this path and paste it in there. You can see that it's just dropping those nodes right into there. I'm going to go to shot camera, right click, copy path, and I'm going to paste it into there. So now you can see that I have everything that I need to start my shot. I have my film footage here and my lens distortion node, and I have a 3D shot camera. So if you take a look and you press S, it's going to automatically set the file size format, and it's going to set the frame range automatically for you. So let's say that I am ready to save this file inside the pipeline. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to take a look at these steps and categories. I'm going to create a new step. Let's say I'm just creating this file for rendering. So I'm going to create a step. There's some default steps here. So I'm going to just put in a rendering step. And you can see a category has already automatically been creating that of rendering. If I wanted to create a new category, then I could type that in here. But then what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to go to rendering, and I'm going to say create new version from current. And it automatically saves this file into the pipeline and gives that a version. So now that's saved. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at is rendering into the pipeline. So I'm going to go over here to my Prism Pipeline menu, and there's a special write Prism node. So I'm going to create that. I'm going to attach it to my output here. And right here in the write Prism settings, I'm going to specify a task, rendering. I can put a optional comment in there, and then it's going to shoot it out into the file path for you. It's going to create the file path for you and everything. So if we just go through and click render, it's going to ask you if you want to save your file. Click yes, and then click yes on the frame range. So now that that's done, I'm going to go over here back into my project browser, and I'm going to refresh the tasks. Now rendering shows up there. And there is our file that we have just rendered. So just a couple other things I want to point out to you about the Prism Project Browser. So here in the Files pane, you can actually filter what files that you see based on the file type. And you can do that with these checkboxes down here. So I only have Nuke files in here, so it's going to make it disappear. You can right-click and you can create an empty file based on the pipeline's presets. And you can open that and then start putting things into it that way. There's a couple other tabs here. The recent tab, which is kind of useful to see the files that you've been working on. And then you can also go over here into assets. This is mostly used for Maya, so we're going to be taking a look at this in our Maya video.